Welcome to Martini Time. Oh, let me see how I look. This the only time I look in the mirror is when I look on this, you see. Welcome to Martini Time. I'm here in Blackstone, beautiful Blackstone, the center of the world. But then you too are at the center of your world. So let's talk about that. Now, I titled this talk, Acres of Diamonds. So, I usually make, these talks usually come out of what I write about on Facebook during the day, which is a lot. I have a writing spigot that I can't turn off, and Facebook is my bucket. And it's like writing into a Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel comes around and there's a new empty bucket there. I pour words in it. It turns, I don't see it again. When it comes, there's another empty bucket. I put stuff in there. It turns, it's gone. I don't know where it went. Another bucket, I put some stuff in it. I love it. Inexhaustible buckets to pour my water into. Where they go, I don't know. So let's talk a little bit about my history. I know some of you may have heard this before, but since I don't know who's here, new people walk in, walk out. So, but anyway, I've never told it this way before because the older you get, the more you look at your life as having a thread to it. The older you get, the more integrative you see your life as being a whole story instead of just a bunch of fragments. The chapters begin to have a theme to it. The chapters, the decades of your life seems to have a consistent story to it instead of just being a bunch of papers thrown on the floor meaning nothing, no connection at all, which is a lot of the way we live our life, as if we were just stories thrown up in the air, you see. No binding, no central character, no theme, no purpose. No one writing it, just chance, you see. But that's not really what's going on. But so the older you get, that's where wisdom comes in, because you begin to integrate your life. So let me tell you just a little bit about the way I see my life integrating. So before I came to Blackstone in 1981, I was a wanderer. I grew up in a military family. Every 2 years I'd go to a new school, following my father's ship wherever it came into port during World War II, before, all that, you see. Always moving. And then after I left home in 1955, I kept up the wandering style. I moved every 2 years, every year. I'm off on a new adventure, chasing something, chasing home, chasing myself, chasing my center, chasing my guru, chasing my God, chasing truth. Whatever, I was chasing. So I came here after I went to India with my family to stay in my guru's house, Swami Muktananda. Came to Blackstone in 1981, temporarily. But I became stuck. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't find my guru died. I began to have a psychic breakdown, because I couldn't find, where was I? Who was I? Where was I? What was I going? Anyway, that was a mess. Then I got a job with the Courier Record, having failed at leaving Blackstone. I got a job with the Courier Record as a feature writer because I had started writing stories to the Courier that they would print and they would print about picking pecans in my backyard. Things in the backyard, things in my life I would write about. So when the job for the feature writer came up, Doug Colburn hired me because he could see I could write a little bit. Maybe he liked it. And I remember when I worked for the Courier for 8 years, and the theme I wrote about, the theme that kind of like knitted, that I used to describe for myself what I was doing, was Acres of Diamonds. Now, that was a book that inspired me by Cromwell, I believe. I don't have a copy of it. I must have given it away. But it was about finding diamonds in your backyard. So for 8 years, I wrote about the people of Southside Virginia, like a squirrel finding nuts. Now, I mean that humorously, because I would crack them open and find the sweet, positive meat inside. They were just not a nut. an objective thing, I would open them up for a story that was poetic, made them feel good about themselves, made people saw them. I didn't get many compliments, but the people I wrote about got compliments. Everybody would call, "Oh, I love that story. I didn't know that about you. It was so beautiful." Oh, yada, yada, yada. So I did that for 8 years. And then when I left the Courier, I went through another crisis, and I settled on opening up a photography studio. So now I took good images of people. I didn't write anymore from 1994 to 2005. So that's 11 years I didn't write. It was kind of like I went into the other side of my brain. You got your verbal side and you got your visual side. So I was just into visual. Then in 2005, I was up at Yogaville and something kicked inside of me like a fetus, and I wanted to write again. I wanted to meditate. So I began to write a blog, and then writing on the blog morphed into writing on Facebook, which is where I continue to dig for my nuts, for my nuggets, you see. So if I look at my story, it was a wandering, a searching, and finally I got stuck in Blackstone, couldn't leave, finally got a job doing what I have a passion for, and I began to dig down, like digging for gold. So I dug through the people and found the nuggets. And then I dug through the images and made beautiful image of people. And then, having done those two, I began to dig into myself, you see, through meditation, through the interior journey. My external journey was over. I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't want to go anywhere. There was no need to go anywhere. Blackstone was it. So all you can do when you're in one spot is to dig down and to keep digging down, you see. There's no more nuggets in the future or in the past. They're here in your own yard. So dig deep. Dig deep into your everyday, mundane, boring world of going to Walmart and washing diapers and clothes and dishes and seeing the relatives. All of that is where the diamonds are. But we don't think they're there. We think they're somewhere else. Oh, I should be in California. I should be with my people, people who understand me. Nobody likes me here. All that you see. All that you see. So no, you dig deep, you go deep. And so that's what I've been doing since 2005, is digging deeper and deeper and deeper through my writing into my everyday world, which is basically being home alone, mowing the lawn, what I see in the news, on Facebook, what I read, the movies I see. This is my world, and it reveals nuggets to me. It reveals diamonds to me. Insights, sparkling insights. And when I get an insight, I wrap it in a metaphor and put it on Facebook and throw it out there and say, do you see what I see? Do you see the diamond in this metaphor? Most people don't. They just see the nut. They don't see what's inside of it. You see? The nut has to become transparent so you can see the diamond inside the nut. Squirrels see the nut. Squirrels, where's my nut? Oh, doggone, you know, when I want to reach something, I never can. I had a walnut that was cut perfectly in half. Doggone it. Okay, I don't know where I went, but I had a walnut that the squirrels cut perfectly in half as two little hearts. I don't know how they did it, but anyway, the heart, the diamond is in the nut, but all we see are nuts thrown around. Oh, they're just, you know. So the whole point of the story, I lost my thread now, acres and acres of diamonds in your own backyard, is that you have to dig for them. And the drill for digging up the diamonds in your own backyard is meditation. Meditation. You sit, you see. in your spot. And you don't let the mind move you. The mind will try to move you. It'll try to unseat you and wander here and there and say, this is no good, it's stupid. What are you doing? Everybody thinks you're nuts. But you sit. And you sit, and it's like a hot penny on a sheet of ice. It begins to melt down through the ice into the earth where the diamonds lay. You have to get down to the earth, to the ground of your being, beneath the mind and its conditioning and its time and its future orientation and past, you see. People come here to get their pictures restored. They're younger than me, but they look older. Oh, I need to get my album put together because I'm getting older and all these people are dead now, but I've got them and oh, look at that, when I was young and all that, you see. And I'm 10 years older than they are. But anyway, I'm just pointing out that people, because they don't dig down into the earth of their being, they live on the surface in time, remembering the past, hoping for future. And as you get older, you got less and less future. And the past gets longer and longer. You notice that, you see. The older people get, they get more past and they get less future, you see. Now they're thinking back. They're looking in the rearview mirror. All there is where I've been and what I did and my regrets, my grievances and my pains, you see. Forget about it. Dig down. The earth is living. The earth is a living organism, and you are it. You are life. You are being itself, and you're full of diamonds that pop up like insights, awareness, discoveries, wonder, excitement, seeing, integrating, seeing the big picture, getting out of the dark, feeling. Your mind becomes young. When your mind is young, the body doesn't age. Oh, it can get age, but you're not in the body. Your mind is forever young because you dig for the nuggets, for the diamonds where you live, not in time. When we're young, we're always digging in the future. When we get old, we're digging in the past. Forget about it. It's not there. Find the acres of diamonds in your own little acre. That's where they are. Thanks for dropping in.